In your money this morning, IRS whistleblowers. Did you know people who turn in tax cheats can get substantial rewards? Certified public accountant Bob Martin is here to tell you how all this works. Sounds almost too good to be true. But if you turn someone in and it's legit, you're going to get paid for it?
That's right, but it's not something you do on a whim. For example, you have a ex-spouse that you're mad at, or you have a neighbor who you think's living beyond his means. If you don't have substantial proof, this is not something you even want to dabble with.
What kind of proof are you talking about?
Well, usually these cases are where someone's in a financial position, for example, in a company. Say a company is not paying all its payroll taxes, or it's deducting things they shouldn't be deducting, then they'd be able to turn over the evidence. But you have to be careful because, again, you have to fill out a form. The IRS has a form. It's called Form 211, which you can get on the IRS website. And you have to give a lot of information about yourself and then also the business and how you got this information. It's not something you can do clandestine in most cases.
Sure. When you're talking about any dealings with the government, you want to make sure that you are telling the whole truth and nothing but the truth and not trying to set somebody up as well.
Exactly.
All right. Let's talk a little bit about what would be considered a small case versus a large case. I mean, how much is too little of why you would even want to bother turning someone in?
Well, the IRS has divided it into two groups. They divided it into groups under $2 million and over $2 million. If you know of a situation where someone who makes under $200,000 and the fraud is less than $2 million, then there is a program where you can get up to a reward of up to 15%. But these are very discretionary on the IRS's part because in a lot of these cases, they may have already caught the error or the cheating that's going on. And so you're not as likely to get a lot of these small cases. And the IRS doesn't want to create an atmosphere where people are just always going after their neighbor and trying this kind of gotcha mentality. What they're interested in are the big cases, the multi-million-dollar cases, over $2 million, where people are making over $200,000. And there can be a reward actually up to 30%. And if you don't think you got your correct reward in one of these cases if the government prosecutes it, then you actually have a formal appeals process.
Yeah, and it sounds like the protection would be you're not going to be able to turn in someone, said they donated a little something when they didn't, donate the $50 dresser or whatever it is.
Right, or your neighbor isn't reporting income of their housekeeper and things like that. These are not the kind of cases they're interested in.
Yeah, they want the big boys and they want to make the big bucks off of it. Let's talk about a whistleblower. Let's say that you're very concerned that this is happening, but you're scared to turn them in, that you don't want to perhaps lose your job. Is there any protection for a whistleblower in this case?
Actually, there's very little. There may be some protection under state law, but under federal law, if the government builds a case against someone, the other side, attorneys may actually call you to give a deposition or actually call you into court. And so there's very little protection. You have to think through this, and I would recommend anyone that is attempting this to seek legal advice because this is very serious and it could put them in a very awkward position.
So it's not something where you just want to get online, print out that form, send it in. You might want to talk to somebody and make sure that you're protected before you do it.
Now, you can report people anonymously also, but again, it could be traced back to you, so you have to be very careful.
All right, better safe than sorry, though. Bob Martin, thank you for being here. Appreciate you talking to us about this, and very interesting stuff.
Yeah.